Financial Action Task Force is the global money laundering and terrorist financing watchdog. It is the standard setter to prevent these activities and the harm they cause to society. So it assesses how well countries are doing in practice and where they can improve. Mauritius is not a member of the FATF, but of its regional anti-money laundering body, the Eastern and Southern African Anti-Money Laundering Group, commonly known as the ESAMLAG. The aim of the ESAMLAG is to implement the 40 recommendations of the FATF. In 2018, the publication of the Mutual Evaluation Report for Mauritius by ESAMLAG resulted in the country being declared compliant or largely compliant with only 14 of the 40 recommendations. Mauritius immediately brought substantial improvements to its AML safety framework, in particular through the enactment of the financial intelligence and anti-money laundering regulations. These were to address the FATF requirements regarding CDD, politically exposed persons, correspondent banking, wire transfers, reliance on third parties, just to name a few. Mauritius submitted 2 follow-up reports as well as 2 applications for technical compliance re-rating to the ESAMLAG, and these were positively considered. Further to the re-rating, Mauritius was rated compliant or largely compliant on 35 of 40 recommendations, including the Big 6 recommendations. Unfortunately, the 5 outstanding recommended actions were the reason why in February 2020, the FATF placed Mauritius on its list of jurisdictions under increased monitoring, also known as the grey list. The 5 outstanding recommended actions were risk-based supervision, access to beneficial ownership information by authorities, the capacity to conduct money laundering investigations, supervising of non-profit organizations, and implementation of targeted financial sanctions. Like the saying goes, when it rains, it pours. And in the same year, the EU decided to change their methodology for identifying high-risk third countries, and the revised list uses the FATF's list as a baseline. So Mauritius was placed on EU's blacklist. The UK also mirrored the FATF list, and therefore Mauritius was eventually placed on UK's list as well. So 3 lists in total. But the government of Mauritius, along with stakeholders, worked relentlessly to implement the FATF recommendations. And Mauritius was eventually removed from the FATF's grey list and UK's list by end of 2021, and also from EU's blacklist in January 2022. When Mauritius was placed on the grey list, very soon after we had the first wave of COVID. And it was not easy for all of us. But as we say, what does not kill you makes you stronger. The grey listing and blacklisting of Mauritius inadvertently served as a foundation upon which Mauritius was able to build a strong regulatory system to counter money laundering and terrorist financing. Today, Mauritius is compliant or largely compliant with all the 40 FATF recommendations. And this is something that we can be proud of, as very few jurisdictions can achieve such a score. The compliance of Mauritius with the FATF recommendations is evidence of the commitment of Mauritius in being a transparent jurisdiction, fighting against money laundering, terrorist financing, and proliferation financing to protect the integrity of its financial system. And investors would look for such an environment to operate. But the challenge now is to ensure that we remain compliant, but at the same time not becoming over-compliant, to the extent that Mauritius no longer becomes attractive. The regulatory landscape had to change drastically for us to get out of the list, and it resulted in regular inspections by regulators to check on compliance status of policies and procedures, CDD, business risk assessment, training program, independent audit, just to name a few. With the experience that we have, we can assist you in complying with these. We can also assist in procuring the services of a money laundering reporting officer, compliance officer, or data protection officer. Please contact us to discuss on the compliance aspects of your organization, and we will be happy to assist in protecting your